Hello guys and welcome to some Minecraft. So today we are going to be looking at how to do landscaping when you are doing a Minecraft build. So first of all, this building here, I just built this house very quickly. It's just a square little house thing really. But here you can see I've done this down here. So I'm going to show you some ways, the way that a lot of people tend to do landscaping. I think the way that tends not to work so well, and also a few ways that I think you could improve your landscaping when you are doing a build. First, we'll have a look at the way a lot of people do landscaping around their buildings. So this way, it just consists of making lots of consecutive rings around the perimeter of their building, and it does the job, but it tends to look pretty unnatural. So I'll speed the video up and show you what I mean, and then we'll have a talk about it. So as you can see, what we've done here, it does the job. The building is now part of the land, but it looks pretty unnatural. As if you're building like a theme park or something like that, this might be alright. But for this setting, and more of a very vanilla setting, this just doesn't quite cut it. So now I have a look at other ways in which you can do landscaping, which I think will be much more suited to this type of environment. Okay, so let's have a look at the first method. The first one to do this is to use wooden logs to build down pillars to support up the building. And this isn't all there is to it, but this is kind of the basis of it. So if we just build these all down, and then this is a way that I wouldn't necessarily use with this type of building. Maybe use it with smaller buildings, or maybe like huts or something like that, rather than this kind of house. And you'll see why in a minute. So now I've built those down, what I'll do now is, in this case, I'll just put some stairs under here just to round it out a bit. There we are. And I also put some stairs at the bottom just to support it a bit. Well, not necessarily support it, because Minecraft doesn't work like that, but to give the impression that there is something supporting it. There aren't just these logs going straight into the ground. Like that. So now what I do is put fences in all these gaps. And this is what I mean about this might not be so suited to this type of building. Maybe something like fishing huts, or just small light buildings that I think this will work well with. It's not that one there, completely in the wrong place. There we are. And I'll just speed up the video again, and we'll fill this up with fences, and I'll be back in a minute. So as you can see, using this method, the building very much comes down to the ground. You don't build the ground up to the building, which gives a much more kind of natural look. I think works really well. So now let's have a look at the second method. So the second method I like to use is basically just extending the style of the building, or the lower floor of the building, continuing it down until you reach the ground. So the way this works is I like to put log pillars just on these places here. Obviously you can adapt this depending on the dimensions of your building, or the way it's built. Like yours won't all have these bits sticking out here and that sort of thing. Obviously just adapt it as you see fit. So we continue building these down very quickly, and I put that in the wrong place. And this one, and that one, and this one, and just this one up here quickly. There. So what we do here is we extend the sort of the style of the building down. So what I'll do on this one is put some log pillars across here, and of course here, and the other side. Probably should have done that side first, but oh well. And there. And then we just continue with this sort of general style. So what I'll do is I'll continue down this sort of centre column of cobblestone we've got going on here, keeping with the sort of general themes. And there, and we'll put it here as well. And not there, that block, there we are. And round this side. And then I'm just going to again use this sort of stair and upside down stair pattern just in the gap here to fill it in, and this will create a very similar style for the foundation as it does for the wall style, which I think works very nicely. And I did that wrong, didn't I? There, so it wants to be like that, does it? It wants to be like that. I've almost done the whole video without noticing I'd done that. No, I didn't. So we'll just fill these in here very quickly, and I'll speed it up, and I'm back in a minute. So I often like to use this kind of foundation when building things like watchtowers, because when I'm building this sort of house, I often use the third method, which I'll show you in a minute. But this kind of continuing down the general style kind of idea works well for things like towers and that sort of thing. And so let's have a look at the third method. And so on to the third and final method. So this is the method that I am most likely to use for this kind of build. It provides a great sort of support for larger builds like this. Well, not necessarily large builds, but chunkier builds like this one. So let's get straight in. So for this one, I like to use stone brick to create some supports here. And this is quite a fortified type of foundation. And there's a abundance of stone materials, which I think works quite nicely for it. So let's bring these all down very quickly. Shouldn't take too long. That was it, wasn't it? No, wasn't it? It was there. There. So now at the bottom of these, I like to put some stone brick stairs. Just there, and one there. And in case like this as well, there's something that tends to irritate me a bit. I tend to always put blocks underneath any blockage like that, kind of on an edge. I tend to think it looks a bit better, as it looks like it's more supported. So once we've got these supports here, then we're going to use some cobblestone. And for these, I like to put cobblestone on anything but the top layer. And then for these, I'm going to continue down this kind of pillar idea here. And in the gap, I'm going to put some upside down stairs, like that. And I should probably put some block there, like that, shouldn't I? There we are. So I'll continue this idea. I'll show you over here actually as well, so you get a bit more of an idea. So on everything but the top layer, we are going to put some cobblestone, like that. And we're going to put a cobblestone in the middle there as well. And I really should have filled these in, shouldn't I? I'll just do that all quickly around here. There. And on these ones here, we're going to put an upside down cobblestone stair. Creates a little bit of a thing. It saves a little hole. It just says having a flat wall, which I think can look horrifically dull. So now let's continue this idea on the other three sections, and I'll be back in a minute. So as you can see, this method does very well for making the building feel very set in the ground. I think this works well for slightly more chunky builds like this one, as I said earlier. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video on Minecraft landscaping. Be sure to go and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/VoidNationMC, and follow us on Twitter at @theofficialVNMC. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.